When it comes to the Old West, the Apaches are a group of people that stand out. Known for their fierce resistance against the invading settlers, the Apaches were able to hold their own against some of the most advanced armies of the time. However, this fight for survival also led to some unsettling acts of violence and resistance. One of the most notorious actions taken by the Apaches was the use of guerrilla warfare tactics. Rather than engaging in open warfare, the Apaches would use hit-and-run tactics to harass and weaken the settlers. This made it difficult for the U.S. Army to engage in a traditional battle, and many settlers were forced to abandon their homes and businesses due to the fear of attack. The Apaches were also known for their use of torture, which was used to both extract information from captives and send a message to enemy groups. The Apache form of torture was particularly gruesome, often involving mutilation, dismemberment, and burning. This was meant to strike fear into the hearts of the enemy and discourage further advances into Apache territory. One of the most famous Apache leaders was Geronimo, who led many raids against both Mexican and American settlements. Geronimo was known for his bravery and tactics, but he also employed unsettling tactics, such as killing women and children, during his raids. However, it's important to note that the Apaches were not the only ones committing acts of violence during this time period. Many settlers and soldiers engaged in equally brutal tactics against indigenous peoples. It's necessary to remember the dark side of the Old West, as it helps to contextualize the struggles and conflicts of the time period. This serves as an important reminder that the history of the United States is a complex one, filled with both triumphs and tragedies.
Hey guys! I came here in the middle of the video, asking you to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, because there is a lot of special content every day. Keep watching.
It is important to acknowledge the events that occurred during the Old West, including the unsettling acts of the Apaches. By acknowledging this history, we are able to learn from it and strive to create a better future. The Apaches were fighting for their survival, as their traditions, lands, and way of life were under attack. The settlers who arrived in their territory were looking to extract resources and expand their empire, often at the expense of the indigenous peoples. This clash of cultures and competing interests led to violence and bloodshed on both sides. The Apache resistance was not simply a matter of protecting what was theirs, but also a form of resistance against imperialism and colonialism. They were fighting against a powerful force that sought to erase their culture and way of life. Today, many Apache communities continue to face these challenges, including the ongoing struggle for land rights and cultural preservation. The legacy of the Apaches and other indigenous peoples of the Old West is a reminder of the ongoing fight for justice and equality. In order to move forward, we must work towards understanding and respecting the history of the Apaches and other indigenous communities. This means acknowledging and reckoning with the past, and working towards a more just and equitable future that respects all cultures and ways of life. In conclusion, the Apaches were a complex and resilient people who fought fiercely for their survival during the Old West. While their tactics were often brutal, they were fighting against a system that sought to erase their very existence. Their legacy serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for justice and respect for all cultures.